What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be going over none other than, guess what, boys and girls? Something really good and juicy. We're going to be going over JP's meta. We're going to take a look at what decks are topping, looking at the pie chart, and then go over 3 decks as usual to check out what they are playing and what decks are kind of just having fun right now. So without further ado, let's get into it and talk about decks that are topping in JP's meta. First off, we have RideMyAvatar leading the pack as always at 33 top decks, then followed by Beelzemon hitting at that 22 mark. So with Beelzemon coming in, it seems like purple is definitely one of the dominant decks, and to be honest with you, I'm not going to be surprised when we get to BT12 ourselves and Beelzemon pulls ahead like this. The delay on the advanced deck really hurt the deck's momentum at first, but once it got it, it went full force and full throttle in. So it's good to see the deck actually doing extremely well with that advanced deck support and its X antibody support. Then Hunters is at 16, taking up 9.5% of the meta. And we know what this Hunters is. It's going to be the Arrestramon deck, and it's just good to see where that's standing out. Then Blue Flare, it's holding at 15 tops. And it's really cool to see that all it took was alternate beings being able to give it the support it needed, and it's been topping consistently. I mean, I'm not surprised. The deck's really good. The only issue it had was your opponent could play around you. Now, eliminating that fact, you can actually play on your opponent and just keep applying pressure. Then you have Bloom Hydra Quartz. Of course, this deck is still good, being able to lock down your opponent's Tamers and Digimon really does a lot of damage. Then you have Red Hybrid, followed by Ulforcevedramon Jogris. Shinegreymon is creeping in, and we could see one final push here. And remember, this will be a full meta breakdown when we get the revival print next week. The next video will be a full breakdown of that meta. So just keep that on your radar. Then we have like Gray's Nightmon, Gallantmon, Crossheart, Shinegreymon, Dark Nightmon, Jessmon, Blue, Green, Imperial Dramon, Setcon, UlforceVeedramon, Bellastar, Grandis, Rustriano, and all the goodies that fall on the wayside. So let's take a look at so far. This meta consists of 169 decks. So we're starting to see that RideMyAvatar is pulling ahead, and by next week, we should know how far ahead this deck has pulled. And I'm going to be saying this right now. We should be starting to see close to Crossheart numbers very soon. So where I get my information from is from Digimon CG guides. So definitely check them out when you need to get more data on the upcoming meta. It really does help out. And this is where most people use to get their stuff. But first off, we're going to take a look at UlforceVeedramon. This took a first place on the 19th. So Tamer Party, it held by 4 players. I don't like that it was 4 players, but hey, Ulforce getting a top is really good data. I like taking a look at decks like this, even if the player base was smaller. It's worth noting, though. So first things first, I know I haven't covered Ulforce in a little bit. So UlforceVeedramon, of course, is a restanding deck that constantly, every time you play a blue Tamer, instantly unsuspend. You combo UlforceVeedramon with Rena to be able to use its when Digivolving effect to play another Rena, or just keep constantly spamming out a Tamer out and just keep going from there. What's really nice about this list is it was able to use the promo stuff, which is a little harder to get your hands on, and there are some restrictions in certain metas because they are not there originally. So it's good to see that you can use Tai V-Tamer and Veedramon Zero to really keep the deck's momentum going. So what's also RideMyAvatar is used in this because, I don't know why, but when Digivolving, place 1 level 3 Digimon card from your hand at the bottom of one of your blue Digimon's Digievolution card. This Digimon gains jamming. So the possibility, what I see here, is that you'll put like Vmon here that's going to gain you the memory when you unsuspend. Or you're going to use this Gabumon to try to dig you for more Tamers to constantly spit out. But what's really good about Ulforce is you have your new X antibody, which unsuspends a Digimon or unsuspends a blue tamer, so which could lead into another arena play that could trigger more unsuspending. So it's good to see where that's going. And it has the ability to at least bounce one of your opponent's Digimon, which is huge because being able to bounce protected Greymons off board is really what you need in this format. So all in all, it's a very staple, OTK deck. All Force is going to do all Force things while controlling the board, like using offensive plugin A, which can give it an extra security check to apply pressure, and the blue Mem boost to search out pieces. And I like that they use Omnimon Merciful mode as an option. It does help remove threats off board if need be, especially if you didn't kill them with Blitz Omni. At least Merciful mode should be able to close the gap. Then let's take a look at it. Champion from 115. We had a Shinegreymon list. So it's good to check it out because it did get a lot of decent support in the last couple sets in Japan with BT12 and EX-4. So what are we going to look here? So as you know, we have the Marcus combo here, starting of your main phase. If you have a Digimon with Agumon and Greymon in its name, by paying 1 memory, this tamer is also treated as a Digimon with 3000 DP, and it cannot Digivolve for the turn. So being able to punch your opponent with Marcus is ridiculous. And then when this Digimon becomes suspended, when this tamer becomes suspended, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Greymon in its name from your hand without paying its Digievolution cost. So being able to cheat climb, really nasty, especially from Rise Greymon into Shinegreymon making your Marcuses bigger and more beefier, and especially being able to apply that extra security +1, so you get 2 attacks in. And one of your opponent's Digimon and all your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3000 DP for the turn for each red and yellow tamer you have in play, making it less likely Marcus to die, because as long as you can get to a 6000 threshold, you're really good. What I really noticed was using this card here, being able to use your 5-cost options, which is, Shining Blast, Yellow Mem Boost, and Sunrise Buster for free, which can lead to being some very powerful plays in themselves. And then you have like Shinegreymon Ruin Mode. And what I noticed is this card is just a 2 of, and I like that it's not like a mandatory 4 of index. I think splashing it at 2 is really good. But really what makes the deck really tick, because anytime your Marcus dies, at least Rise Greymon can put it back on the security stack. Both of these Rise Greymon have some decent value in them, but this is the one that you really want to make sure your Marcus gets played back on. But the new Rise Greymon does have some merit, so when one of your yellow tamer becomes suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon and all your opponent's security Digimon get minus 4000 DP for the turn, especially comboed with Shinegreymon. That means there's nothing in the world that Marcus is going to die to, because of minus 7000 DP and plus 6000 attack. Really makes it hard for this Digimon to die outside of a level 7. So that's something to really look forward to. And I think all in all, the deck has a lot of good heart in it. I mean, tamer wise, you have pretty much Yellow's strongest tamers in here. Cody, especially since you're dual colors, you can minus DP upon your opponent's Digimon, but also if you have a yellow Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. But you also have TKs to search the top of your deck. Adds more fundamental values. TK Kari, Tai and Kari, sorry. I'm used to that card as well. If you have 3 or fewer security, gain 1 memory. If your opponent has 3 or fewer security, gain 1 memory. So, that's there. I think that's pretty decent, don't you? I mean, hey, it's Shinegreymon package. Deck's going to do what the deck wants to do, in my opinion. So, then we do want to cover Crossheart. Crossheart hasn't been doing too hot, and that's just because the deck's just too slow, and most decks now have, with Greymons being Greymons, you're not going to be able to remove all threats, and everybody else is kind of a little bit stronger now. But let's take a look at it. We know that it got Shoutmon ×7 Superior Mode, being able to return all the Digievolutions of one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck in any order, return that Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So this makes it get around the X antibody protections instantly, because you just take the X antibody out first, and then everything else falls back, and then you put that thing right on the bottom. Really good. I think that's really important. And then all your opponent's options, security effects do not activate. Shutting down options is really good, especially in setcon matchups. And you can clear a lot of security that way. I noticed that they are playing the final cross blade. So delete one of your opponent's Digimon, then you unsuspend your Shoutmon ×7 superior mode and it attacks your opponent. Especially if you can clear out most everything else and then go final cross blade and clear for game. Not a bad trade-off in my opinion. And then we have like Shoutmon DX. It isn't really played for its cross or on play. It's just because it's a different name. So that you can also use Shoutmon ×7 correctly. So that's going to help you out. Greymons just in here for that blocker inhalerable. Security +1 from Omni Shout. Darula, we already know what he does. Shoutmon ×3, we already know what most of this deck actually does. There's nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. The deck's going to rush your opponent down, and just having a very powerful Shout ×7 top end really does put nails in the coffin for a lot of players. So I think this is a really powerful deck, and I have no objections with this. So what about you guys? Do you have any objections with this deck at all? I think all in all, we had a good look at the meta. I think this is pretty good in my opinion. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!